All right, this one also wants you to expand this logarithm, but before we expand it, let's see if we can simplify it first. And the numerator can actually be factored because the 9x squared and the 18x, 9 and 18 are both divisible by 9, and x squared and x are both divisible by x. So I can factor that out as a greatest common factor. And if you take 9x squared and factor out the 9x, you'll only be left with an x. And if you take 18x and divide it by 9x, you'll only be left with a plus 2. Now the denominator, they already gave that to me in factored form. But do you see what's about to happen? This 9x and that 9x cancel out. So what I have here is the log base 3 of an x plus 2 in the numerator over an x minus 1 times an x minus 3 in the denominator. Now we're going to expand it, and we're going to use the quotient rule to begin with, because right here these two things are divided, and the quotient rule says if you have the log base b of some x over y, that is equal to the log base b of the numerator minus log base b of the denominator. So I am going to take the log base 3 of the numerator, which is an x plus 2, minus the log base 3 of the denominator, which is an x minus 1 times an x minus 3. Now that's step number 1. The second logarithm has two things multiplied together right here. You've got an x minus 1 times an x minus 3. That log rule says if you have log base b of an x times a y, that is log base b of the x plus, kind of ran out of room there, sorry, log base b of the y. So this becomes log base 3 of an x plus 2 minus, now here's the tricky part, this minus sign is going to have to be distributed. So, okay, it's going to be minus of, let me use another color. How about blue? Okay. I'm going to have the log base 3 of the x minus 1. And then, what did I use? Pink? I used pink. To split it up, you'll have a plus sign here. And then you're going to have log base 3 of the second factor of x minus 3. But see, all of that is behind that minus sign. So I now have to distribute the minus sign. And so this becomes log base 3 of an x plus 2. And you have to think of it as a minus invisible 1 here. And when you distribute a minus to this log, you end up with a minus log base 3 of an x minus 1. When you distribute this minus to the plus log, that changes to a minus log base 3 of x minus 3. Now there are no exponents in this anywhere, so this is actually my answer. So I'm going to go back to Mobius and try to type this in the best of my recall. So x plus 2, x minus 3, x minus 3. Okay. So I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to hit the A, B, and type LOG, and then the B is actually a 3 on this problem. So I have to delete the B, change it to a 3, and remember the cursor is flashing next to the base, so you got to scroll to the right to pop it up. And then in parentheses, I'm going to have an x plus 2. Then it's going to go minus, and now you type in, or you hit your toolbox up there and pick that one, and it's LOG, scroll to the B, change that to a 3, delete the B, scroll over, and the first one was an x minus 1. Then it's another minus sign, and go to the toolbox again, hit the A sub B, LOG, scroll over, backspace, change it to a 3, scroll over, parentheses, x minus 3. How did I do? Yay! Whew. There's nothing more annoying than typing all that in and then getting one of them red damn boxes. And you're like, what did I do wrong? It's like you're holding your breath. Anyway, there you go. Of course, down here they do show you all the steps. So, ta-da. All right.